It's windy and cool here at the ocean at sunrise. Probably hard to see, but off in the distance, that's Galveston, Texas. And we're in the beach community of Crystal Beach. And all these $1 million houses are having their view of the ocean blocked by my van. Pull out here and then you can go either way for miles and miles. There's an oil rig way out there, and if you look to the right, well, we're turning that way, off in the distance is Galveston, the high-rise buildings. Now I stayed the last 2 nights, probably a mile behind us, and except for the beach houses, the place looks pretty much the same, except there were very few, as in I could see one other parked where I was overnight. Here there seemed to be several taking advantage of the free parking on the beach. Well, I say free. This time of year is free because they're not selling the permits yet. They won't start selling till March, they say. Full time, they won't require them to March. You can actually buy one on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday for $5, and when they start selling them in March, they're $10. But a deputy sheriff and a clerk in one of the stores where you buy them said they don't enforce them in January or February. A Canadian. It looks like we've got a wash ahead of us, or a stream coming into the ocean. Got a travel trailer set up down here, and he's unhooked from it, so he's out exploring the area. Guy building a pile of sand. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's doing something artistic. But this is as far as we can go. Don't have any idea how the sound is. It's windy. I'm starting right beside the generator, but this is what I'm looking at. There's the van and there's the ocean. I'm charging a laptop and trying to salvage a video from day 6, or part that I lost, where I actually went and saw alligators and was saved by a guardian angel. It's a good video, but for some reason it didn't save, or save, but the iPads can't read it. But while we're doing that, let's walk down to the edge of the water. It's at high tide, or close to it, so you can see, I believe this is the high tide marks, and then the water's beginning to recede a little. But plenty of shells if you wanted to come and see what you could find. I'll look for a minute, see if I see any pretty ones. There's almost a complete one. It's got some holes in it. Might be a cool addition to the collection, which I don't even know where they are now. I'll dump them out somewhere when I get back home. Nothing extremely bright colored that I see, but I've only walked 10 feet anyway, so plenty of oyster shells. And uh-oh, what do we have here? A dead seahorse? No, it's seaweed. Alright, enough of that. To show you where I am, there's Galveston way in the distance, the high rises. Here are all the beach houses, the multi-million-dollar homes, and there's where I'm parked. Right in front of them. I guess they're high enough they can see over the van to get their view of the ocean. Of course, it's not yet 10 o'clock, so many people, if they are in those houses, aren't up yet anyway. I wouldn't be. I could not salvage the video that I shot from day 6, the day I arrived here at Crystal Beach, but we'll try to get some photo or some footage of alligators on the way back out when we head deeper into Texas. Let's check out some of our fellow campers. There's a Road Trek. Expensive van, or at least was when it was new. Looks like we have a cargo trailer up next, and it may be a family. Well, I think I see it. It might be a bus pulling a cargo trailer. This may be one of those families that has chosen to live on the road. Some of these school buses that they build out can be quite nice. Let's see if they got a Irie Family Adventures on whatever that is, Instagram or something. I don't see anything at YouTube channel, but I believe that's what it is. Those are called schoolies, and that's a whole subculture. This might be all right here. We have a porta potty across the way and 2 garbage cans, and it's fairly level spot here. This is Retillion Road, R-E-T-I-L-L-I-O-N, I believe. And down this road, there is always free parking on the beach. We're well outside of Crystal Beach now, and we're closer to Galveston. Going down at the end of the peninsula, there's a ferry, a free ferry, that takes you across to Galveston. I have no reason to go over there, and we'll ride down and watch the ferries go across. But we'll come down here to this free beach and see what its condition is, because it's not quite as well maintained as the one in Crystal Beach proper. I'm not sure you see the sign says free beach access parking to the left. I was under the impression if you go right is free. If you go left, you have to have one of those stickers. And the porta potties here aren't in those fancy covered sheds. But we got a lot more. We're parked down here. There's a Class C. There's a Class A. And we have ships out in the ocean waiting to get into the docks at Galveston. Several ships waiting to offload. And a dead dog in the middle of the road. No, dead coyote, sorry. And there's a Class A. With solar panels. At least one I can see. I say many of the vehicles parked here are boondockers, so they will have solar panels. This one actually has a Wi-Fi or a cellular antenna pointed towards a tower, I guess, to increase his reception, cell signal reception. Here's a tow-behind travel trailer. And this is as far as we can go. We're watching them board the ferry to head across the bay to Galveston, and off to the left here comes one from Galveston bringing passengers to this side, the Bolivar Peninsula. And these ferries are free and run 24 hours a day. I have no reason to go to Galveston, so I'm probably not going to take a ferry ride this time. But we'll watch for a few minutes. Over there are the shipyards, the docks of Galveston, and all those ships waiting to unload. They got one that they're taking care of right now. it's still occupied. Got a crab in there. This is my remote door on locker, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but the ring where it attaches to the key ring is broken. And you don't need one of these, of course, but it sure is handy. So I ordered a couple from Amazon, and they were supposed to be here Wednesday. And I got this, which says, hey, it's running late. It should be here today, which if you look at the tracking, obviously it's not. It's just left Memphis, Tennessee. And it might be there tomorrow. So I am confined to the beach for another couple of days. Drat darn the look. Hello, Gull. However, I did dig my my water shoes out of the van, so I might be tempted to actually step in the ocean and see how cool the water is here in mid-January. And that'll be all I will do in the ocean, because I know what to dump in it now. There's where I'm parked. Of course, I could have come on down and parked closer to the water. Down the beach you see some parked right at the ocean's water's edge, but I needed to walk, and little trepidation about parking in sand. I might not be able to get out, but notice I got about 300 yards that way to the next accumulation of people, and this way we've got about 150 yards. So I've got this whole stretch of beach to myself right now. All right, let's do it. Let's see how cold the water is. It's chilly. I wouldn't want to swim in it, but it's not unbearable. It is. You get used to it pretty quickly. Got shells and piece of driftwood. Looks like a root or something. Anyway, tomorrow morning will be low tide will be about 9 o'clock, so we'll come out and check and see what we can find shell wise at that time. There's a pretty good looking one. Doesn't have an inhabitant in it, so it's fair game. Hey, far enough. There goes the city of Crystal Beach work crew. Maybe they've been down to get that dead coyote, which is probably 10 miles from here down that way though. Bright sunshiny day on the beach, and we got plenty of campers. There's a little pull behind, and he's got his tent set up. Might be Canadians. Here's a guy who's out metal detecting, see what he can find. It's legal to drive golf carts, ATVs, and the like on the beach. However, you can only drive golf carts in the town. ATVs and four-wheelers and side-by-sides have to be trailered to the beach. There are some guys surf fishing. Haven't seen anyone catch anything yet. In this blue house, we got some workers working on the roof, getting it ready for the springtime season, I guess. Here's a travel trailer, and they've unhitched their vehicle and gone to town. Apparently a lot of people leave their RVs here year round. Heck, they may be living in them, I don't know. is a side street on the swamp side of the Bolivar Peninsula. That didn't sound right, swamp side. There's an RV resort on the left. It's somebody's backyard, which is lots of RVs parked under covers or at houses. At this dollar store in Crystal Beach, Texas, you gotta walk up the steps to go in. That's because, I guess, of the tide surge. Looks like this is probably the high tide mark. And you can see we got several yards down to the ocean, to the water's edge now. I need to figure out what these little mounds and blowholes are in the sand. My guess is they're clowns or something or something buried in the sand, and that's the way they get their oxygen. But I'm not going to dig one up, and I haven't seen anybody out digging them, so it must not be something too interesting. I think I've just done everything in slow motion. Anyway, we'll start all over. And there goes a couple with a yappy dog. There's where I parked. And as you can see, my nearest neighbor that direction is probably 300 or more yards. And in this direction, a good 100 yards. But anyway, we're at the water's edge and it's near low tide. Here's one that has several colors in it. Make sure he's empty. Here's a different shape. It's probably a broken piece of something else. Here's a cool one. Make sure it's empty. Doesn't have a resident in it. Nice. Need to figure out what this stuff is. Looks like some kind of mineral. I think it's quartz, but it's quite common on this beach. I'll have to do some geology investigation to figure out what this is. Here's an interesting seashell. I'm not sure what kind of creature makes that. There's a little sandbar right there that the gulls are standing on. If the water wasn't so cool, I might walk out there, see if I could see any shells. You know, if I had not had the multiple strokes and was still able to work instead of traveling in my van, I would be back home waiting for the next round of snowstorms instead of preparing to take my mid-morning nap with this outside my door. In my nearly a week at this beach, this is by far the worst morning. The skies are cloudy and it's in the mid-50s, so it's not bad, but as you can see, the wind is really strong and it's blowing offshore and it's carrying sand in sheets into the water. So not a great day to be on foot at the beach, but could be worse, I guess. This is the big store, sort of like the Walmart of Crystal Beach. It's got a little bit of everything, including groceries and souvenirs and hardware and but it also has Amazon lockers in it, so I am going to go in and see if I can pick up my package, which is supposed to be here. Alright, I just picked up my Amazon package and we will open it in a bit, but this big store that we're at is sort of the, I guess, the retail hub of the island, of the peninsula, other than Dollar Store. But I picked up a couple of other things. One is a sticker that I can park on the beach anytime this year, throughout the year. Normally $10, today $5. So I may not be back, so I've actually gambled $5 that if I do come back, I'll save $10. Or after March, there's on sale for $10. Right now you get them half price. But they gave me a tote bag that says Boulevard Beaches 2022, so that's probably worth $5 itself. Cool. Alright, now on to the good stuff. This is what I ordered from Amazon. It's supposed to have been here Wednesday. It got here late yesterday afternoon, I think. Hey, this is my first unboxing video I've ever done, I think. It's not much of an unboxing video, I'll tell you. It's just me cutting the tape with a knife, and here's what I got. These are remote control door locks, or keyless entry remotes for this Ford van. Well, for this Ford van. 740 KTR8. The one I had broke. The key ring where it attaches to the key ring broke, so it still works, but it's more convenient just to have them on the ring for you. Now I have two more, and both of them together cost less than $5, so that might be one reason they weren't in a hurry to deliver them. They aren't making much profit, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm gonna program these and get back in business. Sherry insists the wind is only blowing 32 miles an hour. It certainly looks pretty stiff. You know you're out west when you see the tumbleweeds. And there goes one headed for the ocean. Sitting here with the window down, enjoying some salsa and chips. What I decide what my next move is. There's how hard the wind's blowing, and it's coming from that way, but it's whipping up enough and it's coming in on this side and it's covered me. Fella's wading out in there. He's waist deep already, almost waist deep. This guy may be going to cast here. Let's see what he does. Wading out there also. There he goes. outcasts. Horrible composition, but those people have just dumped somebody's ashes into the ocean. And the seagulls have already gathered. I'm not sure what to draw from that, but we'll say a quick prayer. Lord, please help everyone who needs your comfort find their way to you.